Okay, so welcome everybody to the 23rd Community Sync of Rocket. Today, I guess, is going to be quite short because my colleague from CoreOS are mostly traveling and busy for conferences, so they will not be joining. From my side, from our side, I don't have a lot of updates, so there will be like no demos, I guess, unless somebody has anything to demo right now. So we'll just continue with a couple of updates. From my side, I just wanted to report that last week we did 1.19 Rocket release, and that contains basically all the changes that we made for CRI and is currently declared as experimental. So we know that it's not yet stable completely, so it's behind a kind of a hidden, let's say, environment flag. But this works for the test that we are doing so far, and I'm writing more testing, and I've discovered a couple of nasty things that we were not doing completely right. So there is an OpenPR where I am piling up tests and fixes for that. Today I hit probably some regression in KVM, so I open another ticket for that. I did a bit of investigation, but then I got a bit stuck into low-level details, so I stopped there. I think that for the moment I will continue for on the CoreOS test and then go back later to the KVM one, because they are probably unrelated to CRI. And it's some kind of a race, so I cannot reproduce it reliable all the time. Let me wait. I should find the PR link for that and paste it here. So this is the update from my side and from the other people that are missing. So Casey and Sergius is still working on cleaning up a bit the code base and starting redesigning the internal store to be able to fetch and store natively OCI images, while Casey is working on integrating better the runC and the runtime spec manifests so that we can run it natively inside of Rockets. This is all part of a big redesign and rework in order to transition out from runC into OCI when it is ready. So we still don't have a time frame for that. We started right now planning and doing the initial implementation, and I will post more updates later on that side. Then I added to the agenda a couple of links. We are trying to track a bit better via GitHub what is the status of everything that we are doing. So we have a couple of projects, and we are issues there related to OCI, related to the KVM bugs that we had collected so far, and there is also another one. Put it here yet related to the deprecation of upC. And that's it from our side, I guess. I don't know if E1 has something from the Rocket-led side. I know you were working on getting the logs from Journal at the moment.
Yeah, that bit is still in progress with attached not available upstream. We're just doing that downstream. And I'm hopeful that I'll be able to finish that sometime today. I've got decent progress, but still work in progress there. I've also been running into a few CRI-related bugs, which I should be filing as I get better reproductions.
Okay, cool. I think I left a comment there for you that from Journal you will not get separate streams for standard out and standard there. I think we already have a tracking issues somewhere for that. It's something that we were aware of the limitation, and which is also why we are moving to a different sidecar for getting standard out and standard there separately. The alternatives was to patch Journal D, but we didn't start, and because at that point we considered it was a bit better to implement the sidecar for attaching and getting different streams. So I'm sorry that you were not aware of that, and it sounds a bit new, but
It's actually okay for now. Again, this was known to not be the ideal permanent workaround, and it's good enough for now if it just gets everything as standard out.
and the other limitation that I didn't write in the comment is that, of course, you're not getting TTY logging from there. Just like a single streams when you are using standard out or standard air or normal streams.
Yep, aware of that as well.
Okay, cool. And then I know that Vukash, you were telling me something about the KVM CNI.
Yeah, basically I was able to enable networking via CNI in the same way like for QEMU, because there are some undocumented options when defining network for LKVM. So this is done actually, and right now I'm working on fixing tests because some strange things are going on there, and I want to be sure that I'm not submitting something messy there. But there's some strange bug with Macmillan plugin when I don't know if it's the reason because the test default net or non-network it's failing because there are some interfaces unused in VM when the test is starting and there's only one interface loopback when for CoreOS flavor. So this test is failing, and another one is also failing with Macmillan, but I don't know if, and when Macmillan is failing, it just breaks all the running tests. It just exits a whole run test suite. So because it can't delete some temporary directory used by tests. So I want to check what's going on there.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I didn't see such behavior on my machine when I developing.
Okay, I see. So it's only on Semaphore right now?
Yes.
Okay.
And also, I remake this. I not pushed yet the changes, but I rewrite a bit of history to make proper comics, with proper description and without all the amends all the time.
Okay. If I remember correctly, on Semaphore, there is no support for overlay. So you may try with disabling locally overlay when you're running the pod and see if it's due to that or not. I think at some points I hit a bug which was only present when not using overlay, and it was actually
Right.
my Semaphore was failing. So I don't know if it is your case, but something.
Yeah, actually, the previous tests are working correctly, so I believe it's not overlay.
Okay.
And also, I believe we were using 9p, not overlay.
Yeah, no, but like on the underlying.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Okay.
So Lukasz, sorry, this is Samuel from Intel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Lukasz is the only plugin failing the Macmillan?
Right, yes, the Macmillan. Actually, the all plugins are failing because I got some problems with I don't know, masquerading or maybe IP tables rules. I have to check if there isn't any KVM case left in the networking code. But on Semaphore, the continuous integration system used to run tests, the Macmillan, it's breaking all the tests. And actually, the tests are failing after the test suite is interrupted after their fail in Macmillan, but it's failing at deleting the temporary directory in the test environment. So it looks very strange, and like I said, it only appears on the Semaphore, not on my local machine.
Oh, so on your local machine, the Macmillan test actually passes?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Because it's only just attaches Macmillan interface to the bridge.
Yeah.
So it's nothing specific there.
Okay.
Okay. And Samuel, I don't know if you were there before when I was talking about that. I was writing a bit of tests for CRI today,
Okay.
trying to make it working with all the stage one flavor that we have. I fixed a couple of bugs related to KVM that were actually mistakes that we made when implementing it. And then I hit something that it was a bit of a blocker. So right now, when we are spawning a KVM stage one pod, the maximum thread number in the virtual machine is very low. It's less than 2,000. I don't know what is setting it to that very low level, but in turns, this means that half of these values, so around 1K, is the maximum number of processes that a process can spawn.
Okay.
So it's actually like, in some cases, like when we are reloading the systemd manager, everything is breaking. So
it's issue number 3382, right?
yeah, that one. So,
okay. Okay.
I debugged it a bit, and then I stopped because it was going into low-level kernel stuff, and I was failing to understand where it was coming from. That value.
We'll take a look at this.
So for the moment, I'm gonna disable the CRI test for KVM and just proceed with making it working everywhere. I mean, making it working reliable, and then we can enable it later.
Yep.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Okay. And this is all, I guess, from the updates from our sides. I saw that Iwan added some question for discussion, so just go ahead, please.
I think the first one is just a question of how backwards compatibility will be maintained as we transition our distribution layer. Are we going to focus more on making the interface as sane as possible, possibly breaking backwards compatibility, especially with image list, or are we going to attempt to make it fully backwards compatible as we go, even though we're storing things a bit differently internally?
I have to double check on that, but if I'm not wrong, in the proposal there was also a new command that is basically manipulating these references. So I guess, but I'm not completely sure at the moment, that image list will understand that an image may have multiple references, and then there will be a dedicated command for manipulating and doing fine-grained operation on those. I'm still not sure. I guess that nobody relies on parsing output from Rocket Image List, so I'm in favor of like changing it as much as we want. And we are also doing the JSON stuff right now, so we may get a bit more freedom in doing what we want by using proper dictionary and just saying what will be the dictionary light at some point. I guess you were talking about this kind of compatibility, or more like internal Go interfaces and.
Yeah, only the CLI compatibility is what I was asking about.
Yeah, I think that's the plan more or less. Honestly, Sergius just started working on that and is taking over some proposal from Simone. And in the initial proposal, it was more or less in that way. So some new command for sure for manipulating the references, and for the old one, some way of making them aware that an image may have multiple references.
Okay, cool. And the other question I had was, you talked a little bit about runc rework.
Mm-hmm.
And is that explicitly going to deprecate stage ones because runc provides a similar-ish pluggability interface in the idea of just having multiple different OCI compatible runtimes?
Sorry, I'm not getting the question, or what you mean in that.
Is it going to deprecate stage ones? Is that explicitly a goal of runc to do the same sort of pluggability with runc versus other OCI compatible runtimes instead of having multiple distinct stage ones that are a much bigger beast?
Oh, that's a good question. I think at the moment we are starting from the other point. So it's like starting from stage 2 first and then touching into stage 1 later when we see that is not enough what we have right now. The idea was at the moment we are patching out a lot of bits from systemd and spawn because it is applying by default a lot of safety feature, let's say. And possibly we may be interested in having RunC as the stage one. From my point of view, I think that we are going to keep this stage architecture, and we are going to keep like the pod, so some process to spawn a pod and the supervisor inside of it. And that's what's going to happen for a short term, and that's what's going to stay. And what we are changing right now is just transitioning out from setting a lot of properties in the service file versus having RunC doing the same, which provide us a bit more flexibility. But I'm not sure that was exactly your question. I guess your question was a bit more like, what is the interface for starting stage one?
Yeah, my question was more in the long term, should I even consider stage one the right interface to integrate at versus just making another OCI compatible runtime?
I'm honestly not sure. I would like to have some kind of OCI awareness for pods. So having OCI be aware that there is this concept of a pod, and you can have other containers running inside of it. At the moment, there is no discussion for OCI pod spec or anything like that. So I guess it's a positive point for us because we have a bit more freedom, but it's also a negative point because we have a bit of like experimenting to do related to that. This is my point of view. I don't have any concrete answer for this, honestly. It's like just some kind of a tentative planning, and the tentative planning is more like, let's start from the other end, and once we stabilize that, we consider also the other one.
Okay, so I guess some open questions there as well. Thank you.
I guess so.
Okay, sorry guys, I have to go. Bye.
Bye. Okay. Anything else? Any other question or things that we need to discuss right now? I'm leaving some couple of blank seconds. Okay, I guess not. So thanks everybody for joining. This was quite short, no demo, just a bit of status updates, and we keep working on what are the open project and the open tasks. At the moment, they mostly are CRI, attaching, and RunC integration for stage 2. And on the other side, on the Kubernetes side, it's still Rocket-let work in order to provide a proper CRI runtime. And that's it. So see you in 2 weeks, and thanks for joining. Bye.
Thank you, Luca. Thanks for the update.